Welcome to Primetime Talk TV. And look, I got an awesome show for y'all today. As usual, you know how we break it down with this boxing talk. And, it's nothing better than boxing right now because boxing itself is at the height of its career. And we got a mega fight coming up. And I'm just going to sit here and talk about this Crawford versus Canelo. This is Canelo versus Crawford, the super fight that's coming up in September. And look, let me tell you, first of all, you're talking about with Canelo Saul Alvarez, one of the biggest fighters in boxing history in this era, period. And if you weigh him up against, majority of any other fighter in the division, no one compares, pales in comparison. You're talking about 60 plus fights. That's crazy right by itself. And then you're talking about your boy Crawford, daring to be amazing, daring to fight at any level, and moving up 2 weight classes to the 168 division to fight Canelo in a super fight, putting up his name, his reputation, his status, and his zero against Canelo. So, that right there is going to be, a crazy, enormous matchup to see these two fighters go up against each other. Nadeem, I see you. Thank you. Thank you. And, right now it's coffee time. So we want to break down this fight, and, we just want to talk about, first of all, Canelo right now is the top echelon of boxing, and, Crawford, he's stepping up to take on a big task, but we know Crawford is one of the best switch hitters in the game. And
hey, babe, you can come on.
so, that right there makes this fight right here one of the biggest fights in the world. And, you know, Crawford, he's good, but is he good enough to withstand the power from Canelo? Because we know how Canelo is. Canelo, he throwing shots with ill intentions every single time. His body shots. We seen average people on the little memes. Was the guy Showbiz? We saw how he took a body shot, a light body shot matter from Canelo and dropped to his knees. So, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, but if Crawford can go into this matchup with a very, very good game plan, something to stick and move, to be able to withstand and take off some of the edge off of that power from Canelo, then he got a good chance. But if he stands and trades with Canelo, I don't see it going well for Crawford at all. At all. Um, Another good note for Crawford though is that Crawford hasn't taken any brutal punishment from really anyone. So he will go in the fresher body of the two. And Canelo just recently had a fight. So it could play a little bit to Crawford advantage. And, maybe it couldn't, you know. And with Crawford going in with someone like Bomac in his corner, that also gives this a very, very good matchup. We got Eddie Reynoso going up against Bomac, two of the best trainers in the boxing game. And so, that right there is intriguing on its own to see how each corner adjusts and how well each fighter listens and applies what Bomac or Eddie Reynoso is going to be relaying in their ear. So that is going to be a historic fight. I'm excited for it. I am. I know it's in September, but you see how time is going right now. The weeks is going by like for real. So, look, I look for a massive fight. I look for the best Crawford. I look for the best Canelo. And I look for this to be a super, super duper matchup. I look forward to seeing what Turkey Al Sheik and Riyadh Season come up with as far as the commercial, because we saw how the commercial was with Crawford and uh, the guy he fought last. So, Majimov. And that commercial was crazy. You know what I mean? It was like Crawford when he was a little boy, Madrigal when he was a little boy, and how they got into boxing and things of that nature. So, I look forward to seeing the commercial for Canelo versus Crawford. That's gonna be historic. I know them guys working on it. So, shout out to Turkey Al Sheik for putting this fight together. First of all, because it took someone like a Turkey Al Sheik, someone that got the money, the funding, and the love for the sport of boxing to invest into it. Probably losing money, on majority of it, but it's an investment for him in the long run. And I tell you what, Riyadh Season has definitely made their name. Turkey Al Sheik has definitely put his stamp on this fight. So, yeah, it's definitely when we change. Yeah, it's definitely going to be the biggest fight of the decade. It really is. I truly do believe that. Um, K, shut it down. Salute to you. Salute everybody that's watching right now. And so the next thing I wanted to talk about is which fighter adjusts the best. Which fighter adjusts the best. But we have to acknowledge Crawford is moving up 2 weight classes. 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. So will his power maintain? Will his power maintain? Or will Canelo get drained by the speed and the combinations from Crawford? It's a lot of questions. And honestly, I give this fight a 50-50, y'all. Real talk. I give it a 5-0 straight up because we don't know. Crawford is undefeated. Canelo, he is a master at that 168 division. So, for real, I give it a 50-50 because we don't know. We going into the unknown charters of boxing right now. We know what Canelo brings to the table. But can Crawford conditioning allow him to fight 12 rounds with Canelo and withstand that hard punishment to the body and still stick and move. You know? Let's see. Yeah, Crawford speed will be there. And what's going on, Mill City? Mill City Live. What's going on, brother? And so basically, getting back to Crawford, he has a lot of good experience being able to go back and forth and switch hit and be able to do things that frustrate a lot of fighters. But you're talking about Canelo, someone that has, 60 something plus fights and can adapt to any fighter and already goes into a fight well prepared. And he always finds his own rhythm. So the big question is, can Crawford mess up Canelo's rhythm? Or will Canelo just do his thing and be able to find his pace and his rhythm and catch Crawford in the late rounds with some crazy big shots? Because we know Crawford does get hit a little bit, sometimes more than needed. And if getting hit in 168 by Canelo isn't going to be his biggest test, then I don't know what is. So, this ain't no hate, this just debate. And I just, come here to bring y'all the prime time talk. And my big top talk is just, simple as this. Who you got winning? Who do you see winning? Because this is a big, massive fight, y'all. Probably the biggest of this year. And I look forward to seeing the promos for it. I look forward to seeing the entrances. I already know Crawford gonna probably have Eminem or somebody come walk him out for this one. And Crawford, Canelo, he might come out there in a car or something. Tell her he might come out there. I don't know. He might do something crazy. So yeah, this is gonna be a big one, a big massive fight, y'all. And I look forward to it. So, anyways, last but not least, I want to shout out Mill City Boxing. I want to shout out Zab Judah, Before Champs. I want to shout out the whole Primetime family, all my subscribers. I want to shout out everyone that's watching, that's passing through, and salute to everybody that's on the live right now. I appreciate every last one of you guys. And with that being said, check me out on Mill City Boxing. Check Mill City Boxing out every single day, every single day, and you're going to see me over there. Yo, what's going on, Lamont? See you, brother. All right, man. Bad boy, Lamont Davis. So, I appreciate everyone on the live. But last but not least, I'm going to hit y'all with this right here. Look, no matter what we are going through in this world, keep a positive mind. For real. For real. Keep a positive mind and keep a serious grind. All right? And this your man, Prime Time. I'm out till next time. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace, love. I'm out till next time. You already know the routine when you leave my house. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, smash the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I drop these next latest and greatest videos here on Primetime Talk TV. And I'm on social media everywhere. And definitely go to the website, PrimetimeTalkTV.com. All right, y'all. And check out my sponsor, Mosachi.life. All right, y'all. Peace.